Perek HaMafkid, Daf Lamed, sponsored the Refuah Shalema for Yecheskel ben Bruria. Gemara brings a brisa that mentions three different laws concerning a relative is entering property to maintain it during the absence of the owner. Number one, Hayored l'nichse shavui. A relative can enter the land of a captive he stands to inherit, rumored to have died. He can remain and benefit from the property until the owner returns. A minor is excluded from this law. 2. Netushim. Property abandoned by the owner involuntarily, not rumored to have died. The Tanna Kama holds the courts do not appoint anybody to administer. Rabbi Shimon Gamliel held that Netushim is like Shvuyim. The Gemara explains this to mean that the relative is not evicted, but different than the law of a captive who was rumored to have died. There, the relative entered the property as an heir, intending to consume everything, so he is entitled to stay there until the owner actually returns. Regarding the Tushim, there was no rumor of his death. The relative intended to work the land until his return and can be compensated as a sharecropper only. The Gemara compares this case to a husband of a minor through a rabbinic marriage that can refuse him because she is still not an adult. Since he is not certain that they will remain together, he will abuse the property unless he is compensated as a sharecropper for his efforts. The same is true of this relative. He does not know whether he will remain on the property, so if we do not compensate him on the return of the owner, he will abuse the property. Reb Nachman includes in this category a fugitive for murder. The likelihood of him returning is small. However, the court still compensates the relative as a sharecropper. The third category is called retushim. The owner abandoned his property voluntarily, did not instruct the court to appoint a relative in his absence. Therefore, according to both opinions in the brisa, the court does not allow anybody to enter this land, any relative for that matter, to enter the land. Harvesting fields or orchards. The court appoints a non-relative to coordinate this, and the proceeds remain for the owner. The relative is assessed as a sharecropper only to cultivate the land. Rav Huna holds a relative who is an heir of a minor who inherited property with him or his relative cannot enter the land of the minor. He may falsely claim a joint inheritance and the child will not protest. There is no difference between a paternal or maternal brother. He can claim it as his by saying it was his mother's nichse melug. Secondly, there's no difference between land or buildings. In either case, neighbors may have forgotten the building belonged to the minor. Thirdly, even a documented distribution of the estate makes no difference. It may get lost. Rav Huna permits non-relatives. Number one, they cannot claim ownership by inheritance. Number two, the non-relative cannot claim land from a katan based on a chazaka. Ein machzikim b'nichse katan. That's the rule. This is true even if the squatter was in possession for 3 years after the katan became an adult.